Up everyone, it is your girl GELBEAUTY87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Natasha Denona mini Triochrome palette. So this is what she looks like. I know my girl Karen already got her video up and along with Morgan Turner, but mine just came in the mail today, so I'm showing it to you today. I bought mine from Ulta instead of her website. But I do have a code with Natasha Denona. If you weren't aware, I have a code that gets you 15% off anything you buy on the website. I try to leave it down in the description box below. I think I added it so that way you'll know. But yeah, if you end up getting this palette, you can use my code GELBEAUTY87 and get 15% off. So, but back to the actual palette. Y'all know I was excited when I saw this and I had to have it. I mean, it's blue. And then some of the shade here shifts to purple. You know I had to have it. This is what I wish had already been in the palette. I was telling Dion, I'm like, I wish they had took out the boring room and just put this in here. And then it would have been the blue, green, purple palette that Morgan Turner's been asking Pat McGrath for, just from Natasha Denona, which I'd have been fine with. I just want a luxury blue, green, and purple palette. I don't care if it's her. I don't care if it's mother. Just don't let it be Charlotte, because it's not gonna give me what I need, pigment wise. So as long as mother or Natasha does, mother or Natasha does it, I don't really care. I just, honey. This is stunning. I love it. Y'all know me. We got some stuff to compare it to. Now, I do have palettes I'm going to just pair it with. So I'll go out, I'll get those out the way now. So, of course, I want to put it with the mini pastel palette, because I feel like since it has a majority of mattes in it, and this one has a majority of shimmers in it, they would pair nicely together. So I definitely plan on putting these two together and making a cute little moment out of it. Because I feel like it'd be a little bit of a challenge, because there's only this one matte shade and then all these colors that don't necessarily, I feel like, go well with blue, if you will, but I'm gonna still make it work. Then again, my Beauty Tropic palette, I feel like this one will go a little bit better and be a little bit easier, because there's lots of different tones of blue, and then you got this brighter blue, and you got a nice light purple to go with it. So you know, blues and purples usually go together pretty nicely. So I feel like this one will be a little bit easier to pair it with, but still give me a little bit more color and colorful shimmers. And then Dion actually pointed this one out when she put it in her community tab, and she posted it on Instagram. And this is the mini Xenon palette. So I can see what she meant though, because you can get like an extra smoky moment out of this, because it has lots of mattes, only one shimmer in here, and then it has lots of mattes and only two shimmers in here. So you can do a nice blue and silver smoky moment, if you will, and then maybe put like the blue in the lower lash line and use this one mainly if you want to just add some extra oomph to your smoky eye. So I get both of them. Now we're gonna get into one that I feel like looks pretty similar to this one. The dual chrome in the palette isn't the same as the dual chrome or the trio chrome in this palette is, but it's the Novel Cutie palette, the midnight one, number 6. I feel like the colors are somewhat similar, and this one does shift from a blue to like a purple, just like this one does. So let's swatch them side by side and see. Now, Natasha's is more of the metallic kind, whereas y'all know Novel is known for having like a glittery one, but it seems like it's pretty metallic and like wet looking on the lid. Yeah, Natasha's is more metallic, and that was more wet looking on the lid. And Natasha seems to be more of like a blue, like a black base, whereas the Novel one seems to be more of a sheer base. So that's what it look like. I hope y'all can like kind of see the difference, if you will. Yeah, see right here how this one is deeper and this one seems to be a little more sheer, but I feel like it's more glittery, and like I've been saying, Natasha is more, what do you call it, metallic. So those are the two things I did notice. I want to compare the blues and see how dark the deepest blue is to their deepest blue, because I feel like the deepest blue in the Novel one is definitely deeper than the one in Natasha's. But you know, after you swatch these out and pat these on, that they oxidize. But I feel like this blue is still deeper than the one in the Natasha palette. So as you can see, this is the one from Natasha, and then this is the one from Novel. So like I thought, the Novel one is definitely deeper. Hers seems to be like more of an indigo blue type deeper shade, whereas the Novel one seems to be more of a, what do you call it, a true navy blue, if you will. Where'd I put the, y'all, I bought the wipes in here. I bought the whole container. Where are they? Child, I knew I picked them up and brought them in here. Whatever, I'll just use the paper towels in I have them now. I hope I didn't leave them on the bed, because I did bring them out the bathroom, and I normally need them if I plan on swatching some more, which I might. It depends on how I feel. But anyway, next I have the Viseart, which is Paris Etonlet palette. I hope I said that right. Let me put this down. And here it is alongside of Natasha's palette. Now this one has more of like a blue purple feel to it. To me, this is the miniature version of the Into the Night palette, or In the Dark palette from, well, Unearthly Cosmetics. But here's what they look like side by side. I feel like these would pair nicely too, because you get some deeper tones in here that you don't get in this one, since that blue is the deepest one. And you saw when I swatched it wasn't as deep as I was hoping it would be. So there's this blue that's about the equivalent of it, and then there's this dark purple, but there's also a black in here, so you can still deepen it up with that if you already have this, as opposed to trying to get the Xenon palette if you don't want to. Next, this is just a palette I plan on pairing this palette with. It is the Nightshade palette from Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. I feel like these would just go really nicely together, because it has those greens and those purples, and then this will be the blue, like the blue, green, and purple moment I was talking about that she could initially made this palette. But I understand her not doing that, because it's like you have to keep the neutrals in there in order to like make it seem more wearable for certain groups of people, especially since, you know, like her palettes are so high and it needs to be more on the wearable side. So I get why she did it the way she did it, but I would have just preferred to have this blue in there and not like have this little solo one after that. Then we have my blueprint. If you all remember, I changed my Melt blueprint around. So I basically bought the what was it, the Millennial Pink when it was $20 on their website, and then I just took all the silver and black shades out of there, sorry, silver and gray shades out of there, and then put them in this palette. So this is what mine looks like, and as you can see, they look somewhat similar. It has this nice reflective shade to it. It doesn't have the Triochrome shade like this one, but I feel like this shade could possibly be similar to one of the other shades, and some of the blues are similar. So I guess I can swatch a blue in here and see, but I feel like this blue is still deeper than the Natasha one. I feel like all the blues are gonna be deeper than the Natasha one. Yeah, so this is the blue from the Melt palette versus the one that's in Natasha's, and this is the one from Nabla. So this is when their palettes were still like pretty pigmented. I guess I'll do the silvery-esque shade from Natasha and then see how it compares, because it's a bluish silverish shade in here, and I feel like it looks kind of similar to the silver that's in the into my blueprint palette that I changed over from, I want to say it was Millennial Pinks. Yeah, so this is that silver shade at the end, the lighter shimmer, and then this is the one from my custom blueprint palette for Melt. So you can see some of the shades and tones are looking similar. If you didn't want to just invest in this one, y'all know me, I don't have a problem investing in this one because I love me a blue moment. Next, I have the In the Dark palette I was talking about that I felt like is a giant, more indie fun version of the Paris Eat Fondue palette from Viseart, because what it looks like alongside this palette here, I feel like they look pretty similar. Let's swatch the blue in here just because we swatched all the other blues. We might as well swatch it too. You know, it's here, we're here, y'all know, Drew. Everyone's here. You know, since everyone's here anyway, let's just go ahead and get swatching, girl. I told you I'm gonna have to find makeup removal wipes, but I know I bought them in this room. Anyway, so that blue is actually lighter than all the other blues. I'm swatching in front of the Natasha one, so this is the one from the In the Dark palette from Unearthly, and that's Natasha. So as you can see, they're about pretty even. I feel like the blue and the In the Dark palette is just a tad bit lighter. I mean, just a tad bit lighter, but not by much. The shimmer shade isn't gonna be the same because it's not gonna shift, but I will still swatch the purple shade because it's here, we're here, everyone's here. And I'll swatch it in front of so this is the purple shade from the In the Dark palette, and with the shades that shift. As you can see, I got a little bit of blue on my finger, so I need to go turn get the makeup removal wipe and swipe it off. That's okay though, because my battery's flashing as usual, so I'm gonna do that. Then we're gonna come back and show like 2 or 3 more palettes, then I'm gonna go off camera and do an eye look and then tell you my thoughts. Okay, y'all, so apparently I had left the makeup wipes in the bathroom. I had forgot, I put them down. I thought I had picked them from with me, but I had to put some mascara on because I had forgot that I didn't have my mascara when I went to work today. So next we have the Moonfall palette. I feel like this would be a good palette to pair with this palette just based upon the colors going on, because it's got a lot of blue with it, but I feel like some of the tones in here would go nicely with these blues, and since there's only like darker mattes in here, the fact that there's lighter blue mattes in here to go with some of these tones, I feel like it'd be good, because you see I got my purple, so I can put the dark purple on the outer V. I can put this dark blue on the outer V and just do like a blue monochromatic moment with the shimmers in here, because there isn't a dark enough blue in here. In my personal opinion, you can use some of the green, so you can do like a blue and pink moment. You can do a blue, purple, and pink moment. So there's a lot you can do with this palette and this palette together, so I'm excited about that. I'm mainly thinking about putting the multi-chrome in the inner corner and using a lot of metallics out of here, so I'm excited about that. Put that in my cute little box over here. Then we got the Blueberry Muffin. To me, this is a great alternative for you as long as you don't care about having the Triochrome shade, which is supposed to be the exciting shade about this palette. But to me, it's not like super exciting compared to some of the other stuff I already have. I just bought it because, you know, like I was excited she came out with a blue version that I feel like should have been in the palette. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to hold this where it's not as reflective. I guess that will suffice. I don't know. I hope that's not too reflective for y'all because I'm trying to get all the colors, but like, there we go. So I'll hold it like that, but I feel like this is somewhat similar when it comes to the blues. And with this one, at least you get a darker tone in it. And it's pretty affordable. Now, I don't know if you can still buy this on their website or if you can find it at TJ Maxx or something. I think this may still be on Beauty Bay. Do not quote me because I am not 100% sure on that. But yeah, you know. I just want to pull out a whole bunch of blue monochromatic palettes. So a lot of them aren't going to have the, like, you know, the special shade that's supposed to make this little, what is it, 5-pan special. Next, I have the Sea Witch palette. Electrum Cosmetics. So I feel like this would just pair really nicely with these because since there's only like one blue matte in here, and again the blue matte in here in my personal opinion isn't deep enough. Maybe if I combine both of them together it'd get me a decent amount of depth to it. And I just love the shimmers in here. I feel like the shimmers in here will complement like some of the mattes in here nicely, so I plan on pairing them together. And this is just a stunning palette. Like, this is one of my favorites of 2023 this year. Just FYI, spoiler alert. Even though I feel like people should already know that. Next, I have the Dead of Night from Unearthly Cosmetics. Another night palette from them. Here's what they look like side by side. Again, a lot of the blues in here will complement the stuff in here because I feel like there's only like maybe this one or that bluish green shade. I feel like these would go nicely with it because the other blue has the sequin in it that y'all know I don't like. And then the multi-chrome in here would be nice for the inner corner, and some of these blues can go nice with these purples and that one green shade. So to me it's just an extension of adding blues to this palette with this palette. Gotta put that back in there. And last, of course, I had to show the original Triochrome palette. Now I wish I could, this was like the big 5-pan is $50 that I could just pop down here because look how nice that looks. You got the green, you got the blue, you got the purple, and I think they're just stunning. I just do away with this roll. I'm fine with it not being in my palette, just fine. But here's what it looks like alongside the original one. As you can see, it doesn't have any really similar shades, but I'll swatch all the Triochrome shades together just so you can see what they look like all together. So I'm gonna do it in the way that I would want it in the palette, which would be blue, green, purple. Plus I want to see how similar it is to the bluish purple shade, or the purple shade that's supposed to shift connect. I want to see how similar they are. It looks like it's lighter, but I don't really see that much shifting in it. I think it's supposed to be like a, when it's supposed to be like a peachy shift or something like that. And then I got the shade Color Flip. So here's all 4 of the special shades. This is the new one in the palette, the blue one. This is Scarborough. This is Kinetic. The bluish purple one I was talking about. I want to see how differently they shift. I feel like I'm not really seeing too much of anything. I'm trying to turn my hand to see if we can see a difference. Do y'all see a difference? I really don't see that much of a difference. And then the shade Color Flip, which is one of my favorites. So I like Scarborough and Color Flip the best when it comes to the shifts in here. Otherwise, I feel like this purple doesn't really do that much, and then this blue to purple isn't doing that big of a deal. I was trying to make sure I do swatches outside in sunlight like I did with the LA Girl shade shifters. See how those go off. But let me zoom in real quick and cute light so we can get this done. If you're curious what's on my eyes this very moment, I actually have on the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette. That's what I tried out today. I mixed it with the Sugar Crystals palette from Violet Voss. So that blue you see in my crease is the Sugar Crystals, and then the blue you see on my lower lash line is Sugar Crystals, and the shimmer on my lid is Sugar Crystals as well. But the rest of the stuff on my eyes is from the Sickly Sweet palette. Y'all know I like to combine my palettes and use them together. That justifies me having all the palettes and all the money I spent on palettes, being able to use them in multiple ways, being able to use them in multiple videos and all that. And since I do that a lot, it's worth the investment for me. But you know, that's what's going on with the eyes, just in case anybody cared. So I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, and come back. We'll have a blue eye done. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'll probably try to just use all 5 of the shades because it's not like it's that many. My only issue with that is I feel like it's gonna be difficult with these 2 because I don't feel like they vary that different in tone. So we might end up only using like maybe like 4 and just leave one of the blues out, which I'm thinking is gonna be like this one, unless I run this one on the lower lash line or this one on the lower lash line to justify being able to use all 5. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, so this is the eye I came up with. So like I said, I just used all the colors. So I swatched some of the colors. Like this is the darkest blue in here, and this is the second darkest blue. I figured I need to swatch the lightest one. I just wanted you to see the difference between these 2. And then this is the shimmers on the lid. Of course, we use the brightest one in the corner. And then I gave you a purple liner moment just because it shifts from blue to purple, so I thought that would be appropriate. So I can't wait to pair this with the blues, greens, and purples in the actual Triochrome palette, or Triochrome palette, whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna start off with the blue shade. So let's get into it, honey. And I squeezed out way too much eyeshadow primer, and then it ended up hitting the what do you call it? The falling into the pan of the Triochrome palette. So like I got a whole bunch of eyeshadow primer in like that corally orange peachy shade on the end because I squeezed too much out, but it's at the end of its rope, so that's why I was like I had to squeeze. I just didn't expect that much to pop out on my palette, so I ended up wasting it, but it's not that big a deal. I had plenty of eyeshadow primer. It wasn't like my last and it all just squeezed out, because then I'd have felt some type of way. Yeah, so Adriangameover went to homecoming tonight, which I was so excited for him. Because I tried to get him to go to 8th grade dance, he wouldn't go. Then he regretted not going, so he made sure he went to homecoming this weekend. So I was like, okay, cool. Got to hang out with some friends, play some games, whatever. So I'm so excited for him as he embarks on his, you know, high school experiences, if you will. Let's get into the darkest blue shade now. Put that in the outer view. Yeah, so that's why I'm filming this super late. Like, I'm not gonna get the cute thumbnails. Well, the good thing is, since I changed what app I use, like the thumbnail doesn't have to be as cute. But you know, I'm probably gonna repeat this look tomorrow when I'm getting ready for work, because it's an easy look to do. Not to mention, I gotta, you know, have keep pictures on Instagram to get y'all to watch the video, because I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna put this one up or the Natasha Denona, or the Danessa Myricks. I think Danessa Myricks is gonna go up on Monday, and I put this one up tomorrow because I wanted Danessa to go up Saturday and this to go up Sunday, but since Adriangameover had to go to homecoming, I didn't come out Friday night like I normally do, because I wanted to make sure he got back in time. Because it seems like every time we try to leave here, something comes up, and I didn't want have to try to rush and make sure he got there in time. But they said they were closing the doors at a certain time, and like one of his little friends barely made it in time to get in before they like closed the door. So I wanted to make sure he got there in time. But now I'm going to the lighter blue. Yeah, so going to this blue color right here and just swatch it on. So I'm excited about him having his high school experiences tomorrow. I gotta go back to work, so I'm trying to rush the videos that I feel like are the ones that are most important to me to get up, which is basically the new stuff, and then I will go ahead and do some other ones. So we'll see how this goes and kind of work from there, if you will. A bit more blue right in here from when I cut it, so it's still peeking through. So that's why I kind of try to heavily do it in the crease right here. So that's what we're doing. And I'm gonna take the same light blue shade and go back over here just a little bit and toward the back a little bit, and kind of just airbrush around everything before I cut the crease and start putting glitter glue and the shimmery shade on. Now this is kind of like a dull down metallic that she did in, what do you call it, Zendo, that people were disappointed in. To me, that's kind of what her Triochromes are like, because other brands seem to still be more metallic and wet looking and more accentuated on the lid. I feel like these don't really do that as much. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go in with the star of the show now. Let's see how it looks like. To me, it's just not as impactful as like indie brands. I mean, it's nice for like, you know, luxury, but I feel like even Danessa's is like giving more, and she gives you more in the palette. because her palette was $125 and you got nothing but these type of shades, whereas with Natasha I feel like you'd be like 1 or 2 and then she expects you to pay like $1 million. So that's just something to think about when it comes to buying like these. I'm taking some more blue put on outer V. Like, don't expect it to be super impactful or give you a lot. I'm wondering if you wet the brush, it would make a difference with these, because with these I feel like it still won't. It would still look, you know, about the same, which is not giving as much as other brands are giving, you know. Yeah, but you know. That's over, and then we're gonna go into the lightest shade now to put in our inner corner, and then talk about my thoughts on this palette. So this is our finished eye. We roll back and talk about my thoughts on this little 5 band. If you're someone who wants to try out multi-chromes and doesn't want to spend a whole bunch of money, because some of them can be very expensive, or duochromes if you will, then I feel like this would be a good palette for you, just to try them out. And it's not that expensive, it's easy to get, because with a lot of indie brands sometimes it takes a while for the product to show up and all those types of things. So with that being said, I feel like this would be good for somebody like that. Now if you're somebody like me who just likes indie brands in general, then you'd be disappointed by this, because as you saw on the swatch at the back of my hand, it's not giving. Like, the only one that really gives a lot is the shade Color Flip from the original palette, and it's still not doing a whole lot. It's the one that shifts the most, so I'm gonna swatch the other ones again just for you to see. Kinetic and then Scarborough. So Scarborough, Color Flip are the two I feel like are the most impactful when it comes to shifting, and they still don't shift that much. I'll try to turn my hand and see. But they still don't shift as much as indie brands do. So I feel like if you're just someone who wants to have a Triochrome or a multi-chrome or dual-chrome shadow in your collection, didn't want to break the bank, know you're not going to use it that often, then this would be a good palette for you. If you're someone like me who's about the indie brand lifestyle, who loves shifting shades, this is not the type of product for you. You'd be better off buying like the Danessa Myricks mini palette, because it's going to give you more shifting and interesting shades in it than this will. But if you just want to try out some like shifting shadow and you like the color blue, then this one will be fine for you, because you can pick it up in a pinch when you want to be creative and fun and do something with it. But otherwise, just, you know, stick to indie brands. That's the best advice I have for you. But since I am a Natasha Denona collector and I love the color blue, and I wish the blue had been in here instead of like this row right here, then I'm happy to have it in my collection. But those are my thoughts on it, to be perfectly honest. It's her standard shadow formula. It's not like the shadows are bad or anything. It's just any brands are going to do this better because it's what they do, and Natasha only does this every once in a full moon, so I don't expect her to be as good as theirs, and it's not, in my personal opinion. But those are my thoughts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.